on window capture, and now it magically is. Yeah. Well, I just get to it. It's every other fucking game I play. The thing with this game is it captured before just fine. And then it just magically is not on every capture, so I have to keep restarting things off and on, off and on. Yeah, and now it's on. It's just like, yeah. Shit's annoying. Me blanky. Me send you. Me ode to joy. Yeah, we'll do a little bit. I should probably have some of me pizza. Might go grab the last 2 pieces and eat that as we go here. Like I said, we'll probably just do like an hour or something. Just a little taste, man. Oh, dude, nice. I wish we had some local. There might be some local pizza places. Those are usually more expensive. You know, some local places like a Chinese place up near my mom are very cheap. We have a lot of chain stuff. And a lot of like local chains. There used to be a place called Mordor's here that was not bad, but they closed. Sounds good though. Yeah, I just got Domino's. I don't have many. I don't explore enough and I'm too fucking cheap. Margarita flatbread though. Margarita flatbread. I think I've had a margarita pizza before. It was like a store-bought one though. It wasn't bad. Right, I'm gonna go get some of that and my coffee. I'll be right back. It's already made. Alright. Should probably change the title, huh? God. I'm in a fucking space, man. I'm getting old, actually. Just can't fit fucking anything. Oh, I already changed the title. Good. Very old one. Man, limited space. Can't easily grab the things you need sometimes. Having food in here is always a trip. It's unwieldy. Oh, yeah. Understandable. God, what does it grab? Wow, it grabs a totally different thing. I guess this is fine. Whatever. What are you thinking of cooking? Cook you up a tasty dessert. Over here. Phone's going on my bed. Hello, so you like this VN already or not? So far it's fun. But it's got, I wouldn't say I love it. Some of the fun is derived from how silly some of the situations are and how little a lot of them make sense, but I think the only legitimate thing I don't enjoy so far is some of the pacing. It's very stop-go. But even the parts that I think are kind of shit, like funny, some of the high-octane moments are still fun. They're just kind of wacky. We'll see. I definitely have fun with it. I don't know. It's hard to answer that exactly because it's building up to something. I just kind of ironically have fun with it. Anyways, I'm gonna eat this food. I definitely don't hate it yet. I've read way worse VNs, but no, Alan. Poor ice skater girl. Bye bye. Sorry, I'm eating. Like, to go into more detail, I guess. I think him possibly having multiple personalities is cute conceptually, but I think it would have just been more fun, more interesting to have it be just like he's just living a double life. Like his high school life, which involves people that are looking for him. You know, he's kind of, converses with people that are looking for him in that life. And then his, Mao side or whatever the fuck. But instead it goes for this, double personality thing. And it just is, odd because there's supposed to be so much detail on the cat and mouse and the planning, and it just doesn't fully make sense how he can control that, how it doesn't become a big issue, the motivations. The episodic formula right now that hasn't really tied in super hard into like Mao's overall plan is kind of like we're pretty far in. And you can almost cut chapter 2 out, it feels like, right? Maybe it introduces some purity into our guy. Like it expands on a character, but a character who's been she's not even in this chapter, pretty much. Yeah, like, it's fine if they just want them to all be like standalone episodes, but that's not the vibe I'm getting. So like the formula, the concept of it, some of the ass pull characters like the interview lady so far, some of the wacky shit like him physically going and picking up the briefcase in chapter 2 when it's supposed to be all about big planning and shit. Like that feels like it's a very contrived situation just to make it more exciting for the reader. Not something very smart. So there's just like weird shit like that. It's very fun, but it's kind of fun for how silly it is sometimes. It's kind of brain off. But yeah, other than that, these parts where it slows down a bit are the parts that I think are not fun and not very good. Not that slow parts are inherently bad. I'm all about slow build up, slow pacing, world building. But they do so many tense moments that are really high octane and then just fucking hit walls and just stop. Like in chapter 2 you go for like 2-3 hours and do the chase bit. 2-3 hours my pace, which is slow. And then you go for like fucking 5 or 6 hours of just this corruption arc. And it's just not as interesting. Like it's interesting to a certain extent, seeing the character get corrupted, and then of course they just go back on it. But like double the time's worth of interesting compared to the like higher patient, it's like just not really, man. Like somehow like Death Note it's like better pacing and does more in like less time. I don't know, maybe it's because they have to have all the girls and the high school stereotype shit going on. Like they have to divert like time into like stuff like this storyline and all that. At least she has ties to the situation with Monkey Man. Yeah, the art's nice, I guess. Some of the sprite proportions are fucked, but overall I don't have like a big issue. The music's, I mean, some of the music would make the original composers probably be fucking spinning in their graves, but some of the music's just inherently good. Like, any Chopin bits, the Eric Satie shit, the Clair de Lune. You could fuck them up a bit, but they're used to okay extent. There's not enough tense, sinister music. There is good ones, but they don't use them enough. But other than that, there's not much else to say. That's like the bigger breakdown, I guess, what I got so far. We haven't really played much since last weekend, so I'm a little shaky on some of it. We're only gonna play like an hour tonight or something. We're gonna finish it this weekend. It's kind of a weekend game. I won't be saying as much about what we're reading because I'm eating. Every character's kind of a freak too, but whatever. They want them all to be really unique. It's fine, but... I haven't really seen her relationship with her mother that much. Is that supposed to just be in her route? They introduced that and kind of just dropped it. But whatever. That's something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, he's not very likable. He's not charismatically, like, evil. Mao kind of is, but he doesn't interact face to face with enough people or through some kind of communication to really be charismatic. He's not smart enough. He's not like perfect enough to be like interesting as like this nigh on infallible like just logic machine. And the main character is just like a completely unlikable sociopath, man. So when you have these kinds of scenes, which is him interacting with people, you have an entire just chunk of it that you just don't like or don't care about. And I think that hurts some of the scenes. It makes his entire situation interesting, like how he is this way, his other personality, if that's exactly what they're going for. I could see them trying to bamboozle me at this point, but even though, I mean, it's like pretty spelt out that that's what it is, but I don't know. I don't remember what else I was saying. Yeah. I lost it. He's not that interesting. Oh yeah, his situation's kind of interesting. But the thing is, like, the situation's only as interesting as much as they kind of grapple with it. Like, you being able to see Mal plans and learn backstory about him and see when their times coincide and all that shit and how they, like, fit in. In these scenes, none of that's happening, right? So it's literally just him being a freak and just not as fun. I mean, like, Light Yagami was fucking way more evil, but he's more fun. Just because of the execution of it all. Oh. Has Mao hurt a single person yet? They're not gonna keep riding this line, are they? Or Mao never physically or does anything insanely evil so they can save him or some shit. Because once you kill somebody or hurt somebody, you're kind of like beyond reproach, right? Like, you're beyond anime saving. I mean, he pretty much condemned Saijo to death, but that guy was evil. I like how she said she forced a stalemate. What has she really done, man? She's called in somebody else to help her who was more capable. The interview lady. Gonzo or whatever figured out his own thing on his own, right? She just ran around like a chicken with her head cut off in this situation, and that was it. In chapter 2, she completely failed. Like, she's figured some things out, but the results... she's always failed. And I know she's supposed to be kind of the smart person on the other side, but it's kind of just, like, laughable. Like, Mao doesn't even get away with really anything that big. But then she just seems, like, incompetent most of the time. By the end of it. Like, she's really smart. She figures out a lot of shit, but it doesn't really amount to much. They're not really, like, winning little battles back and forth. It's kind of just, like... it always fizzles out, I feel like. Why is this song so loud? Or maybe he's just really quiet. That spring. Oh, he helped him, man. Even if he's gonna die, he helped. The violin. We're gonna get into actual story now? Is that what's going on? Cut. Next chapter. Yeah, I like how he just looked like he just hard failed. Looks like he just hard failed here. But I guess he didn't really care about it in the first place. Oh, of course, it was important to fail. It was a planned failure. Happy New Year! Oh boy. I clean these fuckers off here, give me a sec. It's raining out there, most come. Hopefully it lasts. Give me some zen post stream. Maybe a little music. Ooh. Ooh. I need to get that sound effect too, man. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You guys know where that's from? I don't know if I did it well enough. Also, I need to put some of these on the finished list here. Forgot to put Lifeline finished. Where did Lifeline rate? It was funny, but I think the aggravation keep it in the top half, but at the bottom sort of that half. Alright. Sorry about that. Need to add that to the official finish list later, but okay. Just the Shiratori fucking chapter. I mean, they can't just have another episodic chapter, right? Like, it's gotta start, like, funneling into a bigger overarching story. You fucking batted it. No. I mean, it literally, not literally, almost nothing of value happened again. Mao cares about killing Gonzo. We've already gathered that with the other parts of the story that's saying he wants to bring it all down and that he hates the guy. So it doesn't reveal much. We met the interview lady, which, I mean, you could do that anywhere. It wasn't like really something integral to chapter 3. Other than that, I mean, it set himself up to distance himself from the company, which in the writing, if he was going to take them down anyways, they don't really need to do. It's probably not going to really be. They could write it in any specific way. Like, what really happened? Canon? Backstory? Not really. Actually, almost nothing. I mean, it shows she's like blinded levels of just like tunnel vision on her goal. Otherwise, I'm sure it's her route that actually gives her some backstory. So it's just supposed to be fun in its own right, which, yeah, it was fun. It was better paced than chapter 2. But it still was kind of just more or less irrelevant. What the hell? And the clown music. Cue the clown music, boys! Where's me red nose? Should I get like a clown wig? And every time there's clown music in a video, I just put it on, dude. I'd be wearing it pretty often. What the fuck? There's like bit dripping off this. I already have it on. Whoa! You can't say that, can you? He said it. I guess you can. My secret, I'm always wearing a clown wig. It's my natural head. Sorry. I'm not looking at you guys, I'm taking some fucking There's coffee around the rim of this fucking lid. It's dripping a bit. I got it. I'm glad we get this nice lull in the action here. We almost went like a few fucking minutes with some serious shit. Funny enough though, Udawari Moto 2 has that problem 20-fold. It's good to play stuff like Lifeline or Udawari Moto. It warps your standards somewhat. It doesn't warp your standards. It makes you see the truth. The true scope of how good and bad things can be. It's more, you can accurately place how good something is, right? Most people wouldn't hit that level of depravity, man. I like that better, man. Makes me seem like a better guy, man. It does that. Why does every single outfit have like insanely suction cupped, like specially hemmed, specially tailored suction tit fucking like chest area bits, man? Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind a little fan service, but like it looks kind of just ridiculously like levels of fucking like tailored there. Like this thing literally has a tit pouch, man. Like a tit sock. Like, come on, man. Like you can make her sexy and it'd be like form-fitting without the full fucking tit sock, man. I mean, look at this shit. Look at the left part of her tit. The line goes all the way up, man. Like that shit is like fully fucking creepy. Like this outfit goes very far underneath the tit, man. I don't even care about the tits. I care about the outfit at this point. Fully erect, yeah. Oh, the reverse, man. Soft as hell, man. I just can't enjoy this poor clothing, man. Realism. Erect. Stinky Fuji gym gear, yeah. It's obviously not a big deal, but it's an odd fucking part of the design for sure. Because you can't help but be like, it's just for pure fan service, right? And that makes you wonder what else is that way. Like, it doesn't serve any other purpose. Which, I mean, nothing wrong with a little extra fan service here and there. I don't know. I guess it doesn't, it's not really tonally a problem in this, because it's kind of been this, even though it's been like dealing with like murder and kidnappings, it's kind of been on the lighter side of things. I wouldn't call it lighthearted, but it's hardly a very dark VN. So random tits fan service isn't really outside the realm of what I'd expect. How do I look 1 to 10? This was her Sunday's best one. Getting a real Goto vibe from this chick right now. You stinky, Goto? Feeling stinky today? Understandable. Yeah, that's it. I should put some ice in this. What were the best characters for you guys in this? And the worst? Withstanding characters I don't know yet. I think of the best for me. But there's like best like joke shit, right? Like I always get a laugh out of Gonzo, but he's a fucking stupid character. I don't know. This chick's higher up the list, sadly. I would say. So far. She has an ounce of intelligence and her wackiness is at least kind of consistent. Oh, Canon's probably one of the lowest for me. It's very uninteresting. Not developed. Kind of nothing character. At least this chick's just odd. I mean, this thing isn't even just suction, dude. It's giving him a fucking lift, man. Like, I mean, it stands out like a sore fucking thumb, dude. Like, it's just like fucking face and then just fucking like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, they didn't even try to make it just a little less fucking ridiculous, man. Just full fan service. We're just gonna ignore whatever that was. Is this like bait? Everything's bait, yeah. I wish it was a punchline. There's another chapter? What? That was a whole chapter? Am I insane? The interim chapter. Has there ever even been one of those yet? The gym outfit chapter. What in the fuck? What even happened there? It was literally just her doing shit. Was that possibly leading into a route for her or something? If you like had choices correct somewhere? Like, she's just gone for a month? She was gone for a month in chapter 2. And Tsubaki's busy. Hey, rich man. Don't bully me. I thought they said Mr. Hands. Like, that was an unfortunate fucking localization choice. If you know who Mr. Hands is. Ugh. It's old. I need some ice. 1 sec. Yeah, just remove them. Like, could you make them seem any more inconsequential than just to fucking straight out remove them from the story for an entire fucking bit here? Well, it could be the last chapter for all I know. Like, Jesus, dude. If your characters are so fucking poorly weaved into the story that you could just remove them outright and it wouldn't matter, you fucked up. And this shit ain't marketing itself, or at least it doesn't feel like it. That it's some like episodic crime mystery thing. But it seems to be what they're going for, I guess. I don't know. Be right back. This mic thing is old sometimes, man. I need to move my mic small distances. And this is kind of, I feel like, for bigger distances, it like wobbles. But to get it to go small distances, I have to yank it down and then have it kind of just like wobble back up. Like really odd. Most people just have their mics sitting like far away though. I mean, I guess you see some people with close ones like me. Depends. It depends on your mic, your setup. I don't mind it near me. I don't really have anywhere else I would put it anyway, so. Reading this just makes me want to watch Death Note or like One Outs. I don't know if I'd watch Akagi again, but like you want to see some like some big brain shit like One Outs, Akagi, Kaiji to a certain extent, Death Note, like that. Cat and Mouse specifically, Death Note. There's really not that much just like big brain cat and mouse shit, is there? I mean, to a certain extent, you could call most like crime things a certain cat and mouse, but like usually it's just from like the crime fighter perspective, right? Having it from be like bulls and seeing like it being more about really smart things. I feel like you don't get that as much. I'm sure there's plenty of other media that does it, but definitely nothing that's like super in the limelight. I feel like Death Note's probably the most well-known one. By like a country mile. Go, have you seen Death Note? Have I been spoiling Death Note for you? I mean, I spoil shit all the time. Okay. So I'm not worried about the spoiler part, it's more just curious if anybody hasn't seen it, since this is very on topic with it. Skipping the dialogue's giving me issues right now. Yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes when I forward the dialogue, it just like cuts it. Like it doesn't show it scroll anymore. I could just have it instantly all come out. But sometimes it keeps my pace a little slower. Anybody's reading along. If I get into it, I just forward it myself. I have to like alt tab a few times and then it fixes it. Oh Jesus. Of course, dude. Isn't she like a grown-ass woman too? That's what the vibe I was gathering. She's like a grown-ass woman just randomly in this Japanese high school now. And it's like, come on, man. Like, you couldn't get her into this story. Like, it's so important that she needs to be a high school student, right? Like, she couldn't be one of the few characters that are, like, women that aren't high school students or in the high school setting. They're like, oh no, we removed 2 of our high schoolers, but we want to have more high school scenes. Just throw Yukiko in here. It's like, couldn't we just have more scenes outside of the high school? A new dynamic with her? Something interesting? Instead, we have to still be in the same bullshit under the same formula. Yeah, I gotta. Jesus Christ, man. They actually say it too. I kind of glossed over that. Yeah, like, they just make it a joke. Like, that makes it alright. It's like, I know it's shit. It's like that makes it not shit, right? Man, the fucking clown music, dude. Clown music. Parentheses. Or fucking, whatever the fuck, yeah, parentheses, chaos. The chaos edition. Oh wait, I got an idea. I don't know if these will actually work. Later, man. I don't think it will. Alright, dude. Peace. I can't lie to you. I was looking for something here, but it's way harder than I expected. I'm probably just not gonna bother. Forget it. I was gonna find a fucking transparent background clown wig and put it over myself for these scenes. Just put it on a hotkey. But as usual, you Google something like that, and half of the PNGs have checkered backgrounds that don't actually fucking translate to fucking transparency because it's all fucked. Jizzed his pants. Can't say I've seen jizzed actually in many translations. It's gonna get shut down. Oh, I got him figured out. Why are they just having this conversation in the middle of class right now? Didn't the teacher just say, like, well, maybe it's like before class. What an idiot. Like, do they just not want to pay for, like, a different background CG, so we have to be here? Do they not know how to work her into a more slice of life, like, casual like tone without having her be in the slice of life zone. Like go to lunch with her. Go meet up somewhere with her and Asami. Have her call our dude and just go somewhere and like maybe talk about the case a bit and then talk about other shit. Isn't she like 20? Yeah, she's a grown ass woman. And that was the vibe you were supposed to get from her. Not that she could masquerade as a fucking high schooler, but that she was a grown ass mature woman, dude.
茶道よ。いいよね。僕。いいのよ。楽しかったわ。
Sadistic.
何この前少し京介。なんだと京介。そういえば春はお友達なんだよ。ええ。前のなんでこんな時期にてお父さんのお仕事の関係が。京介くん、そんな京介くんは
How old are you? Okay, we don't want to say now.
あらそう。
He's old enough. Yeah, how are they? How are they in high school? Isn't he like in his early 20s or something?
芸能スクールみたいだものね。さっきアイドルグループの子
He can smoke and drink. What is the age of that in Japan? This game is like forced. They even say it's forced, like in almost into the high school shit. There's not even that many characters, dude. You could have had this similar thing in a college setting, in an anything setting. How much high school shit was in Chaos Child? I don't recall almost any. But it was a little bit, right? Because, like, maybe? Weren't they all, like, how old were they? They might have been college age. Point I'm getting at was, it seemed to handle it just fine. Yeah, like, it had very little, even if they were high schoolers. And it was just fine. Yeah, like you can still have high school shit. Thing is though, the high schools incorporate in this to create generic slice of life moments. Or because the fucking art authors, I guess, couldn't figure out how to write a casual scene any other way, just to go with the most like stereotypical anime like solution. Just throw the how do they get together? How do they have like little moments? High school. Just that was it, dude. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is like, this isn't inherently super bad, but when you compare it to something like Chaos Child or some shit, it's just like something with like 428 pace or something, right? Like that handles like crime and shit like that. Like it just pales, man, in comparison. Like it's just like maybe you can't like pick it out exactly, but when you compare it to clearly one is more entertaining than the other. And still covers a lot of the same beats. Like if you want to have slice of life with the side of like mystery shit, yeah, there's a dime a dozen, man. But I don't think the slice of life shit's particularly very interesting. But on the flip side, this cat and mouse hasn't been terribly, it hasn't really served much purpose other than just for shits. And it gets killed by the fucking stop-go pacing. I don't know, man.
そんなはずないわ。ちゃんと感じてたもの。
Is this one of those characters that like,
私何か変？
I'm a lesbian in every way I talk except I'm not actually, right? like there's those characters, right, who are like Yuri over and undertones to the max. But then just so they can be for you still, they're like, oh wait, but I'm straight, right? Like, what was the last fan we had that? And it's not bisexual or anything. They're just like straight out, like super touchy-feely, love chick kind of thing. But then they like revert it all back just to be like fan service bullshit. Oh, there was something not that long ago even that was just like that. I can't remember. Maybe it's just a joke with her. We've barely seen it, but this thing seems to be riding that line where it's trying to be somewhat of a waifu game. That I'd be shocked if they had a character who just wasn't for you in any way. But maybe I'd respect it more. They could hold back a bit, right? Hey, new music, guys. New clown music. Awesome. There's a character super lesbian, then it goes absolutely nowhere because lesbians can't be able to just find the right bitches. Yeah, exactly. It's just stupid, dude. Shit's annoying as fuck. Yeah, they're usually just like the childhood friend level chick, right? Like they'll never go anywhere romantically with the characters, and they're just used as like a joke or something. It's just fetish fuel. Yeah, Yuri Bait's weak. Like I don't mind a little joke shit. Like, you know, spank your buddy on the ass kind of dumb joke shit. I mean, not that I'm really spanking anybody on the ass myself, but you know, whatever. It could be funny in the right context, right? Just joking around. Like that kind of shit, whatever, right? But the ones who are like, yeah, full on, like that's their whole character is like, I just grow my fellow ladies and talk about pussy all day, and then they end up just straight as a fucking arrow just so they can be like for you, or just don't do anything because it's only for fetish fuel. Like, ugh. Like, even if you don't have a problem with that, at the end of the day, it's just, it's done so much. It's just another trope that really is just like, it's just worn.
ねえ、ハル。そんなに。あの時。ほら、私が。やめろ。おお。相変わらずロングすぎる髪ね。
Imagine just sifting your fucking fingers through that greasy mop. Just pull your hands off and it's just slimy. God, I wish those were my fingers.
触るな。何、嫌なの？
To stroke a dirty Fujo's hair, man. True bliss. Yeah, I like how this has a CG, but not a picture of the kidnapped kid, not a different background or something so they can go hang out somewhere else. Like, any of the action bits. We saw like what, not in the torture chamber, we only saw one CG of Sojiro or whatever his name is. But this is getting some. But bro, this reveals so much about their interactions together. Like, man, you could have gotten farther with her cupping a tit at this point, right? Dust off sleeve. Could have you made a oh. He has helped make a video.
なら、おっぱいならいいの？
Oh,
それ
boobs.
がひどいじゃないの。何があったの？あなたは私よりいい胸を持っている。不満はない。あなたが言ったんじゃない。 あ、うん。私のこと嫌いじゃないよ。
I like how everybody looks like a different character in the CGs too. Maybe Fujo here looks close to her sprite for the first time in a CG. The other girl doesn't. And even then, they always give her like perfect hair off and on. Like in this CG, her hair's only ruffled because of this chick like messing with it. Otherwise, the bangs are perfectly placed so that you can see her face and all that. The bottom left's perfect. But then randomly she has the dirty Fujo like look and other bits. Like they can't even just go all out on the fucking quirky Fujo girl like look. They still have to make her somewhat waifu-y. Having her like go serious mode where she looks just fine. I would have preferred they just owned it visually a bit. Think about like L, right? I'm reference Death Note all the time. He looked fucking odd. He acted odd. He talked odd. Like the character was just like it felt unique, he felt interesting. But never at the cost of like his intelligence or some shit either.
一緒に水族館も行った。そうでしょ。ご飯もたくさん。そうでしょ、そうでしょ。じゃあ私はユキが大好き。嬉しいわね。なら仲良くしましょう。
Mao's gonna bring down all of society. Don't forget. Like, it's not wrong to have small moments or lull moments to, reset the pace, reset the emotional attention, or whatever the fuck. Or maybe to reveal things that could only be revealed really in a smaller, slower moment. But would it be better if it was like faster paced, more tension, more flowed better in all the scenes? Like, in this case, yeah, probably. Like, I don't think these are really doing enough. You could easily have this be like when they're planning something, in a cafe on the go or something, or they need to wait for a little bit for some shit, right? You could refit it in just fine. Like having a full fucking high school bit, like it's just not necessary. I don't know. One car, a copy of Yoshi's New Island of Petey, and a single plastic explosive. Stroking the fidget, dude. That's how she charges up, dude. She's putting her greasy hands on the greasy mop. It's like adding to the grease. That's where she draws power from. It's her oil.
Yuki, 何しに来たんだ?
Like on its own, like yeah, it's not that big a deal of a scene. None of these like completely kill it or just are beyond saving, right? It's not like an Udawara Mana 2 where it's just like it's so just the same problem over and over and over and over again, and each scene is just so fucked that like it just can't be saved, right? But like, couldn't it just be so much more, right? Like it seems nitpicky, but when you really think about it, and when you start adding all these up, it's just like it just keeps it mediocre, man. Like that's the problem. Like what separates this from like a really good one? Like a lot of this shit, dude, just snowballing.
なぜ引っ越してきたんだ? 春に会うためよ。それなら連絡くらいしてよ。こっちからかけて。
Like is this jovial? Is jovial the word I'm looking for? Like this casual tone that they want to try to preserve, really doing that much for it? Cheerful and friendly, jovial. This is like jovial tone, this like not too serious thing, really doing that much for it? Like I'm not saying I need it grimdark or some shit, but like are these scenes really like Like that they have to come and stop the action all the time or spend like 6 hours doing like Tsubake bullshit. Like in chapter 2, like, is it really necessary? Like, you could have done the corruption thing quicker. Hell, man, you could have just cut the corruption thing. It's a cute concept in a vacuum, but the time spent on it just did not. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's fucking. Just out of spite. Yeah, I'm gonna read Raging Loop sometime after. Probably close to a month after the event. Might rent it after I finish Pokemon Snap and RE8 and do some other shit and then Seki Man.
ごめんね。引っ越しの準備で忙しかったの。まったくもう。
Like, it's not horrible. And if anybody in here watching the VOD or the video or whatever the hell, like, oh, it's my favorite thing, you're just being an asshole to it. Like, I'm not, overall, like, it's not rancid. I mean, I've read way worse. And I say that about a lot of shit, but I've read, like, a lot of things that are worse, right? It's just very in the middle right now. And, like, it's not boring ever. It can be boring sometimes, but it's not, like, cripplingly boring. It's at least fun, but you really do have to drive a lot of enjoyment out of it, ironically. But, like, just objectively, like, I don't think it's, like, totally fucked. It's just, it just feels like there's just weak choices. Like I said, like, in pacing and tone, and how smart everybody is, the format, with the, like, where it feels kind of episodic. It's just, like, it's fine, but it just doesn't feel, like, good enough. It just doesn't feel tight. Like, maybe it's gonna get even worse. Maybe it's gonna get better. Oh, yeah. Jesus. I mean, it's fit the event, sort of. Like, there's been some funny, silly shit, but yeah, it hasn't been, like, outright, I mean, like I said, I mean, a lot of the enjoyment is gained, ironically, so it does fit the event. But it's not, like, high god, like, levels of so bad it's good yet. It's kind of just in the middle.
改めてよろしくね。
Like, you don't have to completely turn your brain off to, like, like you're a worm or something levels of, like, enjoyment, right? Like, it is, like, you have to regress into, like, some kind of, like, larva form to, like, derive enjoyment from it. This, it's like, if you don't want to just, like, take the piss out of it for fun, you just have to turn your brain off a little bit. But, I don't know, I keep talking. But the thing is, this kind of, you know, it's like, you know, you could give me shit for saying I'm being nitpicky on it. Like, oh, you just keep picking little things out, and then, you know, the crime parts that are, you know, it's just ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, that's the whole point, is that these cat and mouse things are fun when they're extremely detailed, logical, and make a lot of sense, because then it makes them seem very smart, the people are, right? I mean, yeah, there's going to be weird things, right? You can always, you know, pick little things out, and I try to say, hey, this isn't that big a deal when I do it, but, like picking out stuff and, like, having things be relatively waterproof, I feel like it's important to this kind of thing. It's what makes those bits fun, not just mindless twists. Ooh, but whatever. Maybe that's just, maybe I appreciate the smart parts a little too much.
うん、知ってるわ。魔王、まだ追ってるんで。それじゃあ、私。え。ねえねえ。あの子が白鳥。ねえ、白鳥さん。何？こんにちは。だったら相変わらず。 ごめんなさい。浅井君には近づかない。おいおい、お前な。それはどうして？裏表がある人。そう。怖い。相沢君もそう。僕可愛いこぶってるけど。ちょっと本当のことでしょ。この施設で育ったとか女の子に。あら、そうなの？栄一君。
Yeah, we get it, dude. She knows.
違うよ。とにかくそういうことだ。
This is Shiratori's pre-introduction scene, essentially.
なるほど。あなたは
And I'm guessing
裏表がある人が
also gonna serve as how Yuki's gonna insert herself into Shiratori's story.
好きな人なんて。でもあなただってごめんなさい。用があるから今日は帰るわ。またお話ししましょう。
Maybe Shiratori's gonna... Her icy heart's gonna fall for our 28-year-old woman here.
ゆきさん。じゃあね、栄一くん。いつもよ。ちくしょう！ちくしょう！マジ許せねえっすよ、神、マジで。
See, like, this scene right here? Unless this is gonna really work its way in, you could have just stopped with him being like this light gag, trying to get with her, and then they just move on, right? Like, if they're gonna continue the joke for another, like, 10 minutes...
なんかもうすごいっすよ。ですよね。どうでもよか。なんかさ、じゃない。何かわいが。今度は大丈夫だって。これほど激しい怒りを絶対大丈夫だとな。まあいい。何ほこ。うるせえ、肝元だ。さあ。
Like, what was that scene? Why couldn't he just go straight to the CD play? Like, yeah, it was only a minute long. But it's just like, I feel like that shit happens all the time, right? Like, that was literally just a punchline and it wasn't funny. It was better when it was just like him getting like lightly ignored, right? And then the reveal later would be that she just knows he's a total fuck, right? Like, I don't know. Like, it's not even that these high school scenes serve absolutely no purpose. It's that just their tone and the speed of them is just very slow and very... It's just... I don't know, like I said, tonally just very... too light for what's going on. I don't know, it's just kind of like this wall you hit. Like, that scene introduces people, it puts people together a little bit. I think a lot of these scenes seem more irrelevant also when you like look back on the chapters and see how irrelevant most of the chapters kind of feel in total. So these like lighter, slower scenes are like extra bad. Like, it's not like there's been that many scenes that are truly pointless, right? And that's kind of what I mean by it's like still kind of mediocre. Like, yeah, they're slow. Yeah, they could have much better, you know, pace, better tone. It's just be more engaging, but like, it's not Uda 2 where it's like literally fucking pointless. Not funny, not giving me any character development, no world building, no nothing. Just fucking dead air levels of fucking quality for most of the end. Like, that's bad. this. I feel like I'm picking apart this video too much, more than usual. There's just something about it. I mean, the action scenes, sure, because that's kind of the whole deal with them, but I guess it's just an interesting one because it's clearly like mediocre. But it's so like obviously mediocre that you can just kind of like see exactly why and how compared to like better and worse things. There's just something interesting about it. And it's funny to take the piss out of the fucking action bits, man. I have fun with those. Like, you don't even have to try, just I feel like a lot of it's just glaringly obvious, but which makes you wonder why they don't try a little harder to make it fit better, but like sometimes they're more focused on just having these big expo dumps of explanations and then twists. Instead of like flowing it all together, like people explain things from both sides as it's happening, right? They like, because we talked about that a bit as well last time with Death Note, where in Death Note it does a bit of both. It'll explain things that would take too long to probably explain during the action, or just kind of pause it sort of and kind of explain things like in his mind or whatever. And it's like, that's an anime, right? Like that would kill pacing more, but this is VN. You can just kind of stop and it's really not a big deal because you're already kind of reading. But instead they decide in this to go double down on it and have like huge expo dumps to explain things and then almost like very light like logic shit in the action bits and then like twists and shit like that. Like it's all kind of in these big dumps sometimes. Like there is back and forth. It's definitely not like I wouldn't call it a big problem or anything. Really, it's almost not even, you don't even really see it as much. But like the bit with her and Saijo, right? You get an entire like 5 to 10 minute scene of them talking together, and a little bit of it's inside his mind, right? But when it's done, she just goes for like 5 minutes in this huge dump of like explaining exactly what she did. And they write it away as her buying time or something, right? Or not even, no. She explained it after she already got the Yakuza there. It's just like that works with Saijo because he's not very smart, but like in the actual cat and mouse bits, it's like, I don't know, it's just more fun seeing it as it happens. The explanations to me are more interesting than just what's going on. Like you want to get in their minds when they're doing shit. You want to see why they're doing shit, right? And how they react to each other, and it's more fun to see that as it happens instead of like saving like a third of it or half of it for like right after. Hopefully Wagner will fare better than Bud. Oh, he got broke. Blind spot negotiation. And what a chapter, dude.
ごめんなさい。どうしたの？そんなに大事なもの。
Here we go again, dude. The funnies.
おかしな人。
Our dude's only ounce of personality. Is Wagner Rise of the Valkyries or Flight of the Bumblebees or whatever the fuck? Where are we dropping? Ride of the Valkyries, yeah. See, it's like what gets me is like they don't even fully own the high school bit. I would be totally fine with this having a big high school bit if they just like he was living a double life and he knew it, right? And it just so happens to be there's like a, you know, Pancake, what's his name, a catchy sort of like police high school chick or something, and maybe some other people, like some plants or some shit, and he's like having these like slice of life bits, or not even slice of life bits, but like, you know, like he's truly like undercover masquerading, you know, but maybe being like kind of turned towards the, you know, purity a little bit as he's undercover, but then having to like have his darker planning stages, you know, he like has to get away and like call or, you know, avoid certain situations and shit like that. It's like, that'd be cool. Well, KD, it's just Death Note. Like, yeah. Like he's just like, what was he, like the chief's son or some shit? I don't even remember. You know, like the police are like in his house or something, right? And he's like still having to like, you know, do shit. But that's just like cool, right? Like he has to play it up cool. He has to be like in this very small confined space, cat and mouse, and have multiple personalities and hiding and shit. It's like they could have done that. It would have fit the fucking high school shit better. The high school shit feels so far removed. It's just like your pool of characters. They like suck out for like one chapter and then like they slap them back in or not, you know, write them out of high school. Fuck you. Fuck slug. Like, is this porno mag level of like character swap? This is beyond that, right? Like if this shit was put to like visuals, man, it would be like probably almost beyond porno mag tier. And it's purely for the punchline, right? I mean, yeah, it's gonna lead into Shiratori being, you know, more tied to what our dude's doing, right? Like he's gonna fuck with her or something. But like, it's mostly for the punchline. It's so extreme. It doesn't even feel like a personality trait. This dude feels like just, it's just something so outlandish. Like, I'd like to see this guy. He's just so odd. Like, if this was like in an anime or it was like in motion, it would just be so odd how this dude is like insano. And then he's deadpan. And then he's like cold sociopath. And then he's just like normal high school guy. And like, it's supposed to be that he's like acting sometimes, but this doesn't, I mean, he never says he's faking it at this point. Like, this is like straight up. Yeah, and then like then he's got the mouse side. It's just like it would be so weird, man. He's just so inconsistent. I don't know if it's even just by design, man. Like it never feels like this is adding to his personality in an interesting way. Because of how you know he kind of is normally. It's just this weird bit, man.
わかったよ。わかったって。あ、そうだった。マジ殺す。よーし、俺やるよ。やってやんよ。
The only thing that's even somewhat slightly funny is Eiichi. And only sometimes. Like there's some little bits that aren't bad. I'll get you here and there. Maybe there's some of the localization or just the timing. I mean, most of them are a mess, but yeah, Subaki's randomly back.
へえ。栄転してこの町に。じゃあお父さんまさか一度か。父は今は結構な偉い地位についたのだけれど、昔はいわゆる高貴。そんな父と毎日顔を合わせ。
She's this incredible, and she's only in high school. Doesn't even need a lifetime of skills, you know, to get cultured and cultivated or whatever. She's just naturally gifted.
でも子供の頃いろいろあってね。施設にも入ったわ。
Another orphan, waiting for them all to be related somehow.
思いをしたり、引け目を感じることはないわ。それくらい。
The random 2 siblings that died or whatever the fuck. Like, waiting for that to be used.
あら、やだ。ごめんね。私はみんなと仲良くなりたいから。何？あなたは私がなぜ理由になってどうしたの？白鳥さん悪い。私に興味を持ってくれてねえ、よかったらこれから遊びに行かない？
What an odd thing to say. How would this work anybody? Oh, were you listening to me? Oh, I'm very important. Oh, I'm glad you're interested in me. Our friendship will go very well. Like, this seems so robotic or businessy or like just odd. Like, this is what I mean. Like, it's just a small pull from this, but it's like one of those situations where they tell you somebody's super smart and they get the results, but the journey there is like, like this shit will never work, right? And I feel like interpersonal bullshit like this would be one of the easiest things to fuck up. But who knows? I mean, this is just a little thing. When she was talking to Soju or whatever, it's like, it was, for the most part, alright. I mean, it was a little silly, but they tried to at least explain it enough. You could give them the benefit of the doubt, because it's like, you can't really 100%, like, with somebody as fucked as him in a situation exactly like that, really know exactly what would be perfect. Definitely Mary Sue, but I could see it getting a lot worse.
驚いた？なぜ？可愛い子大好きだから。 こっちに越してきたばっかりだから。事情通の浅井君とその前に何お願い、しつこいな。他の人に私は白鳥さんがいい。分かったわ。ありがとう。こうやってグダグダ話してる時間が何でもいいわ。行きましょう。嫌よ。ごめんね。おい、京介。
That's raining pretty good out.
警部、アンパンと牛乳買ってきました。しかし、こんなとしかし
Always on alert.
収穫ゼロでしたわ。だって白鳥って
Like one of the few times they used the fucking sinister music, it's for a fucking punchline.
スポーツは得意みたいですよ。成績もほら、学園のクラブに入ってる様子はないっすね。
Good music choice can really sell or exaggerate how good a character's, you know, personality or like how exciting a scene can actually is, right? Like it could definitely carry a scene. It could do some heavy lifting. Especially if the writing's not there. You can gloss over a lot of silly shit or, you know, like if somebody has like a cool theme or something, you know, it changes shit. It really does. I mean, maybe it's just me because I tend to really like music. It's very important to me.
まさか、それって ほら、そこをガツンとついてやりましょうよ。なんか尺。それにしても、白鳥がどんなやつ。これから。いい加減、真っ暗で寒くないですか？明日からじっくり追い込みをかけ。水会いたかったわ。嘘じゃないわ。そんななんで
Is she another orphanage girl or something?
こんな偶然じゃないわ。私はずっとあなたに会いたかったの。
She playing her here?
だから父に頼んでこの学園にしてもらったの。
He is a top class actor here.
おい、京介、なんか
I hope it's a giant punchline just so she can get in her pants.
一緒に雪だるま。私ももしかしたら。ええ。姉さん。
They're probably acting here because they know they're being watched. That's probably what it is. When they said their voices all of a sudden got louder, that should have been the takeaway. Would they do that? They would do anything for a punchline in this shit. It's very out of character for Shiratori. But Was this scene just played straight? That would be more surprising. It seems very random.
敵になんかべしゃりまたウサミの野郎が邪魔してくるってんすか。しかも神にも僕というどうやら俺はお前のツッコミだけはそこそこ評価していた。しかし呼びました。いや、お二人こそなんすかいきなり。そうなの？
My arm.
その説はどうもはい。なんでしょう。邪悪なお誘いはお断りしますよ。
マミー。
めちゃめちゃ邪悪な誘いじゃない。大方 CD を傷物にされた腹いせにそれで今は復讐。いや、もう諦めてください。水葉に何かあったら真っ先に浅井さんを。それはなるほど。おいおい、京介、表現のよくある話はいいんだよ。頼むぜ。お前いきなり飽きて。
Holy moly. Yeah, thanks for the segue.
京介くん、紹介するわ。ちょっと姉さん。いいのよ、こういうことは黙っ。今井、母親が違うのよ。私はね、白鳥家に居座っていた。
I mean, is this all just a joke? This is so just random and like, of course she comes up and asks him if it's surprising. But would they spend this long on a fucking bit, dude? For us to laugh at? I mean, maybe she just talked Shiratori into fucking doing something silly. That's just so out of character that we think it might be straight. Played straight.
両親は終始ゴタゴタしてたけど、だからそんなに彼の。じゃあ彼もきっといろいろ事情がある。
See, the thing is, the part that scares me is deep down I want it to be a joke. Because if it's played straight, that's gonna be stupid, right? Like, it's that the alternative usually is so fucked that like if they don't go for the lesser of two evils, then it's just like oof.
昨日一晩一緒だったんだけどね。何？姉さん。水葉、ほら。ごめんね。根はいい子ね。私の前では今のこと。あの子、男を。
Beethoven, literally, I could You could hear him spinning in his grave right now. With the bubbly slice of life music. The pug goes right with it, dude. He's dancing like that fucking pug, dude. He's fucking grooving his fucking like rotting skeleton. Yeah. Yeah, we're slowly, the longer this game is played by more people, the more the Earth slightly moves out of the rotation it's supposed to be in the solar system. Of course. G-Senjo's soundtrack's gonna single-handedly wipe out the human race and all life on Earth. It's by sheer disrespect for the dead. Our gang. Yes, our lovable cast. They're so tight-knit. They're so friendly. Oh, Tsubaki feels like such a friend of everybody when she disappears for an entire chapter. Canon, giving everybody a nickname. She's so friendly when she says she only cares about ice skating and disappears for 2 chapters. Awkward dirty girl who is so awkward she can barely interact with anybody. Ichi, who's just a punchline. Like, I mean, they don't feel like they're really friends. They feel like a VN cast. That's it, right? Like, these are just our characters and they're all fucking here right now. I don't feel a friendship going on. Stinky Girl had a little bit of care about Tsubaki's family life. That's about it. And maybe this new Yuri the romance we got on the right. And I guess Stinky and Old Girl here, but that's not really... I'm not... It's about the whole group together, right? Like, there's nothing there, man. Jesus, dude. I mean, how is this even slightly as interesting as fucking the actual crime shit, dude? It's fucking laughable. Like, this is barely, like, just normal grade slice of life, man. Which I love slice of life. I am totally fine with it. But, like, in the same VN, man, like, it just... Some focus really would have been a lot for this VN so far, man. Like, I just don't see the point. it just, all it does is water it down, man, having these like extended like slice of life bits, dude. Like there's not an interesting dynamic to like link the two together. Like yes, the characters are here and we get some slight backstory on them, but really they're kind of removed from the rest of the shit, man. Like when the action starts, like high school doesn't matter all that much. They just end up here occasionally. Hey, I haven't had any thunder, which has been nice. It's just been heavy rain. I don't mind a little thunder, I just don't like surprising thunder. Or the possibility of tornadoes. Jesus. What is the idea here that, you know, in hopes to try and like surprise her, he would pick the opposite of how he's normally acts? Like normally he tries to blend in, and apparently, well, he does a good job of that. He's normally trying to like, you know, not stand out, he says, and shit. And so since she knows that, if he would wanted to surprise her, if he knows that she knows, then he would pick one because it's the opposite. It's the most standout used number. Like, I guess it makes sense, but this whole deal's like, what the fuck's even the point? Why would she play it safe? Why wouldn't he pick 4 then? What is with the translation and the woman thing? He sounds like some 80-year-old man. I'll play games, woman. Jesus. This like fucking like, where they over explain it with like smart sounding shit. Personality profiling and statistics. Come to the conclusion that you use either personality profiling or statistics. Put yourself in the general population. Like, I mean, this is like 1300 seconds shit, man. 1500 seconds shit. Like, overly specific. Like, you don't want them just to over-explain some part to the point where it seems comical, right? Especially when it's just throwing terminology at you more than really, like, getting into the nitty gritty. Like I was fine with the explanation before this and the implication of like why he would pick it. Like you could figure out like genuinely maybe why. Although 4 with that explanation felt just as good. But like, this last paragraph, it was a little fucking silly looking. Like it looks more like they're just throwing like, it's like one of those like they just throw pseudoscience at you and then it's Mary Sue shit, right?
どうしたの？よく見破った。そうよ、京介くん。あなたの言うと。
And then she just lied.
どうしたの？ますます予想通りの人ね。今のところ、春とあなただけよ。そうよ。でも。
This is so dumb, dude. Just keep going. Now you're gonna tell me all the ones are actually written with little twos or something, right? Like micro twos or some shit. Jesus Lord.
だから聞いたじゃない。
Wow, she knew 50 steps. Like, it's funny, dude, that this is one of the most back and forth play counterplay things in the whole game. This, right? Something so inconsequential and just like silly. Like, okay, maybe it has a point, but like, it's so overkill for the tone and what, like, for what it is, that it just seems like funny almost, right? Like, give me something like this, but in a bigger, more serious, more tense situation, and that would be cool. But instead, it's like, they chose to fucking blow that kind of load here, where it's like a joke almost.
私にはあなたがどの数字を選ぼうと
So is she just perfect? Is there anything? I mean, all the things in this are caused by people. So since she's some kind of perfect people reader, can she just figure everything out? Or is there some kind of actual logic deduction that she can't do? Like, you could relate everything back to people. At the end of the day, they could just Mary Sue her as much as they need.
なんか今職員と俺たじゃあなんでバッポが突然なんでもよそいつを探しどうでもよほんと神はそうっすね去年の10月くらいからゴタゴタしてましたからねなんでこんなに時間がかかったんですかね
Oops. I didn't need to stop.
そうっすけどだったらとっととあ建設会社の社長だろ
I'm just... maybe I'll bring it back. It just has that issue again. Love Love, Stanzia, Minaku, Uda 3. White Album, Little Ring of Boys, Hiroshi, Miramasa. Thanks to Behavioral Busters. Right. What is 9-9 again? Yoku no Ustia. I don't know what a Yoku no Ustia is, I think. More pockets than this, yeah. Let's see. Or what? Untied or oh, untranslated. I've never seen that before. Unsealed. I see though. Yeah. I mean, when you think about what are some ones underneath it, that's what I'm curious about. Like obviously you could think up a bunch that should be above it. But I'm curious, like, what are like the 5 or 10, like right underneath it? Just to spell it out for me for the laugh. I mean, obviously, it doesn't deserve to be as high as it is, of course. But Alcana, I was gonna say, where's Alcana, dude? I mean, this is better than Alcana for me so far. So that holds up. Give me the next few. So those are the ones that get me. CC, dude. Chaos Child. Worse than this. Unreal. Even if you include some of the side routes and some of that ending, it just doesn't even come close so far. 999, like a million times better than this. Even if you really hate the like random pseudoscience expo dumps every now and then, like it's really doesn't have that many issues. Ace Attorney Investigations 2, like one of the best Ace Attorney games. You could argue it's better than 3. Not as good as this, like like insane, dude. DR2's down there, yeah, like DR2's so much better. 428, yeah, like 428, dude. Like really solid pacing and like lower than this. Unreal. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the scores are really close and it's just kind of like odd. I mean, what is your average VNDB user like? Is there like a certain like bias? They aren't close? Jesus. See, that's what I mean though. Like, is 428 rated lower because it's live action? Like, straight up. Like, is there that kind of bias? Or bias? Like, with waifu games on Steam are generally very well received, no matter how bad they are. Like, usually extremely high. Jesus, dude. Scary, man. How the fuck is Ace Attorney Investigations 2 on VNDB, but fucking Aegis Rim isn't? Ace Attorney Investigations has arguably more gameplay than Aegis Rim. Is it just because the rest of Ace Attorney's on there? They had to include it by default? Explain it scientifically. I was gonna say, dude, it's a Jack Stanley. I need Jack Stanley on my screen. Where's my Jack Stanley pick? I never remember what my pictures are. I should really name them. Oh, here it is. This is in the stream meme bit. This man. Put him over the character speaker. One sec. I think I've got some of it cut off, actually. I think another thing with, 428, though, is you have to be willing to enjoy camp and cheese a little bit. It's very purposeful. Like, that's kind of how some of its comedy spin. Like, it still absolutely has serious shit all the time and all these different tones, but it manages to marry them very well, mesh them together very well. Whether it's because you're jumping to different person's stories or just good writing in general. Like, it does it. I need to actually make Jack bigger. Massive Jack. Yeah, it's just fun. Like, what I'm trying to say is, like, that could be a reason some people are turned off in a way. Like you have to have a certain mindset to be able to enjoy camp a little bit. Also, the live action shit. I think that would turn off enough superficial people that I can see why 428 would be in a weird spot sometimes. It's funny to assume people think this is worse or better, but I could see like why, like in a silly way, it would end up rated lower. Like when I watched a 428 playthrough or 2/3 of one, I never ended up finishing it. Recently, there was a lot of people when it started that were like, "What the hell? Live action, VN, real pictures?" Like, you know, just like really like, you know, like the dubs kind of thing, right? Like just very, very superficial, very, you know, very shallow opinions. But like 999 Ace Attorney Investigations 2, like there's not even a fucking reason on those. The only thing I can imagine with Ace Attorney Investigations 2 and 999 is if VNDB have purists on there, those aren't pure VNs. Even though the original VNs started as more adventure games, I mean, technically nowadays people think of VNs more as like this. Something almost You know, always sprayed on screen, like relatively no gameplay kind of shit. But even then, I bet if you keep going down that list, I mean, Mahoyo, I don't know, I haven't read that yet. I mean, I'm sure you keep going down there. There's a bunch of shit, right? 2236. They're weighted though, right, by how popular they are, I imagine. Which means 2236 could never even exist on there. 2236 weirds people out too much, probably, though. That's another one of those I could see superficially, you know, getting fucked on. It's not, like, mass appeal enough. Even if it's really good.
まあよくわからんが、あれじゃねとかワニないじゃあ結局白鳥ってよそれで友よく知ってるなお前なんか嫌われてるけどレイプして記憶が飛んでお前ならそんぐらいやりか叩き割られたわけではないと思うがちょっとだけだってよ親父が悪人だったら今まで信頼してたパパがよ裏で不正な金もらってたとか知ったらどうよ
One sec. I get 2 inches of rain. And the rain ain't gonna stop till tomorrow. I like what I hear.
俺らみたいに裏表のあるやつが嫌いになるっつうのも勘違いすんなよ復讐は復讐だからな
Like I said, though, not that I'm not saying like I hate VNDB or hate people who use VNDB. Obviously, I mean most people do. But is there like I don't actually use it myself or frequent it enough. I know the people en masse enough. But like, is there like a bias of sorts? Like a place like VNDB, like I said, I mean some kind of purist VN. I mean hell, they don't even allow stuff like Aegis Rim. Like, would there be a weird wait? Or is it just a big enough community? I'm serious, why wouldn't I be? Well, I know the moderation staff is. I'm talking about the general community. Like how, like could it affect scores in some way, right? Oh. You know. Like if you're a person who only played 2D platformers and then you rated a fucking shooter, you're generally, it might have a bias, right? You know, that kind of thing. Like, I don't know what you're asking. Is there like a lot of waifu people? Is it mainly waifu people use VNDB? I mean, like, is there like a big group of people who like gun for a certain like is there an identity of like kinds of VNDB users like, or is this okay? It's just all kinds. Because like I mean I don't know. I just know the moderation staff stories, and I use it as a resource to look up VNs and see scores. That's true. I mean, it's, well, I mean, I don't know. People love to be negative. Look at like Google reviews, man. If you like the place, you're not gonna really leave anything. But if you hated it, you want people to know. I don't know. Hard to say. Really, I feel like you could say as a whole almost. Something about VN probably users, right? More than just VNDB. Because that list there, I mean, it's got a lot of good stuff at the top. It's higher taste than you'd think, right? For the most part. I mean, it's not like amazing, but like we talk about a lot of like waifu dudes and shit, right? Like shit like Alcana and games that get by purely on like waifu bait alone or like porn, you know. And that being like a bad side of VNs, but that list there, I don't think it was purely just porn based shit, right? Those kinds of like kind of shit users who positively like things for like kind of surface level reasons, like so I don't really see it as much in that list. Then guess I don't really got a point or nothing. More just interesting on a case by case basis, especially Steam reviews. I feel like Steam reviews are more inaccurate. Not that the NDB ones are like good, but Steam ones are like really fucked. I think Steam really needed from its inception a middle thumb, dude. It's kind of too late to change it now because you started using the middle thumb. All of the things that didn't have it in the first place would have inaccurate reviews compared to those that do. And you can't just wipe all the scores or ask everybody to change them. But I still feel like they should have had like a medium thing. Because a lot of people like to err on the side of positivity for a lot of those kinds of games, especially if they spent money on it. Like, yeah, if it's bad enough, people will be shit about it, but I'll see a lot of people say a lot of negative shit in some Steam reviews. And then it ends up just being like a thumbs up. Because they say, well, I don't totally hate it, but I don't like it, so I'm just gonna put a thumbs up. Fuck joke reviews, too. If it's their honest opinion on whether they like it or not, sure. But I can't tell if the body of it's a fucking joke. Is this a route choice? Yeah, sorry, guys. I'm really just blabbering armchair fucking smart man tonight. I think I really got a lot to say tonight, I guess, dude. In a talkative mood. What's the previous line? Could Aichi's joke be on the mark? Maybe it really did hurt her somehow and forgot about it. And it seems like it's whether you're sympathizing or not with her, which I assume would be route based, but Lifeline got the old jowls moving? Yeah, for sure. And the coffee. This is my second full coffee. I'm well past bedtime. A definite choice. Thank you, sir. Well, I'm actually curious. Is Eliza on VNDB? Yeah. It is. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, its reviews are all over the place. That one I could see some people. It doesn't have anything lower than a 6, really. But that's one I could definitely see some people just not, not getting it. It's Western. It is not big, grand, and epic. It's a kind of got a lot more nuance bullshit. It's a very specific collection of topics, right? Like, there's just things that would, like, if they don't get you right, they might not be interested. I think it's objectively very good and refreshing as a VN because of a lot of like the nuance shit and just like the relatively like more human feeling characters. How it handles its subject matter and shit, but like there's a lot of superficial shit or just taste things, right? Like you might just not be interested in it for. So all things considered, it's got better rating than I expected. It's got like a 7.67. No discussions. Another thing is people don't have to explain themselves. Oh man, you could see what everybody's voted, chat. Oh no. Oh wait, you can. They can explain their ratings. Huh. Island, 10 out of 10. Feels realistic for a VN. These are the thoughts I would have and run through my head if I were in the MC situation. 10 out of 10, Karno Shoujo. 10 out of 10, School Day. Here's on the side of rating everything highly. But Eliza's a 7. I just like the idea of Island being better than Eliza. Eliza might be one of those that just, for me, was better, personally, in my situation. Something relatively, like, fresh. Just kind of different. Different style. Probably because it wasn't, as Japanese, obviously. I still think it's actually good, for sure, but... It's just kind of funny. Jesus, dude. Alright. Wait, what the fuck? What am I looking at? I thought you actually linked the wrong thing. That's a VN? What the hell is that? So that's a 7. I mean, is it just like a, maybe it is good. I don't know. Is it like a comedy thing or like what? Like I can't say, right? Like, I mean, it looks like it's not even like good at all. Especially compared to Eliza, but like, oh my god. I mean, the art looks atrocious. But maybe it's on purpose? I don't know, dude. I don't know anything about it. I can't say. But Eliza's 6 is, I don't agree with that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't want to be surface level and say that shit's bad just because it looked horrible. But it does look horrible. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Wonder what Aviary Attorney has on there. Oh, it's a porn one? Jesus. Looks like some of that. I'm sure it's some of that really weird, odd looking, like Western 3D porn. That shit you see in only the wackiest of threads. somebody just walked in. Who just walked in? Did he not see whoever just walked in? Was it just like a blind spot in his fucking vision memory here? Or was it her? Jesus. And of course she's got him all figured out. Like, thing is, if she just figures out his mouth shit, like, instantly, which everybody else has probably already figured out, it's just like almost this running joke, dude. Like, he's just this bad at disguising everything. He's been hiding. He's like cat and mouse, but the cats already have him, right? Like, what the fuck's even going on then? They're just fucking around, dude. Like, I don't get this put back and forth pussyfoot if everybody and their mama knows him. And this is what I don't like. It would just work better as a more traditional, just like double life thing. Like, they better explain, like, the reasoning, like, Stinky Girl and everybody, just like, and like, Gonzo just kind of like let him roll. Is she just meeting with Mao straight up here? Or is this supposed to be him doing the other thing? She's supposed to be some god reader. Mary Sue as fuck. You'd assume that just by how good she can read Dumbo mode, that in turn, that if he's a really hard nut to crack all of a sudden, that means it's radically different, right? Like, let's say that Mao is god mode and she can't read him at all. Just by being that way, it makes it obvious something's wrong, because the other guy's easy to read. He'd have to be just as easy putting on his Oscar performance if he's pretending to be his eye. If they're both the same person. I mean, I would be fucking shocked if it wasn't. It would be one of the dumbest, bamboozling, silly ass fucking like bait and switches out there. But I'm leaving it on the table. I don't believe it with much of anything, but this is a VN that I don't think is depraved and that is possibly depraved enough to somehow go there. She doesn't know anything. Look, dude. If Mao is... So Mao's had some somewhat losses, but at the end of the day, it looks like it's all going according to plan. If she just racks Mao and figures him out easily, Mao being the big villain, the entire point of everything, the Moriarty, gets just fucking bamboozled easily, figured out easily, he's just gonna seem stupid. He's gonna seem lame. It's gonna deflate how interesting he is, how smart he is. She's Mary Sue perfection. She needs to get knocked out a peg. Her importance to the story is not as great as his. Like, she does not need to stay as invincible. as our dude does. He needs to get taken down in the climax by the right people, right? Just some side character figuring him out like it's no biggie would just be so dumb. Like I said, would just deflate him. He would just feel kind of like a joke. Like he's so hyped up. And he doesn't even seem like that smart, but like he hasn't really lost much, right? The Gonzo thing already deflated him a bit as like an intelligent person. We'll see. Like, how does that even work? Mao is like meeting with her and getting information? But like, does she think... Okay, assuming they're both the same person. Mao would be meeting... Holy Stanley now. My face is... that's how I feel on the inside. Like... Assuming that he's Mao, that was Mao, and he's meeting with her about information, and he doesn't remember this information when he goes back to his eye, wouldn't that be like some insano red flags for like detective or for personality girl? Like, I assume, unless she thinks she's dealing with Mao, that she is dealing with his eye in her mind. Like, she thinks they're two separate things, but like, is he wearing like a fucking mask? Like they should look exactly the same. Like, I mean, so on one hand, that means she's either very inconsistent with how good she is, or two, there's some crazy reason that they do not actually like finish the guy off, man. Which we still haven't gotten to.
白鳥理事長は罪を認め、今言った何か思いですよね。どうにも浅井さんらしくない。こんな普通のいじめのようなチープじゃない。いつの間にか真っ二つになったことになってるし。いずれにせよ。姉さん、何も本当に事実だもん。たとえ事実だとし、水葉がこんな仕打ちを受ける理由があるのなら、ぜひ教えてほしいものだわ。
Want a break from the music? I just want a break. This has been a pretty slow bit chapter. Yes. Holy fuck. this how Mao corrupts people, dude? New Yoshi's Island. But he's blaring this song in the fucking over the room. 3 cats right here. Jesus. This song with this picture, like, it's almost creepy, right? Like his just like acoustic guitar, kind of like, you know, oh, I love cats. It's the pure song, right? Like it's that like I got bodies in my basement kind of like weird like feel to it. Oh, Seki made an update. How big of an update is it? 1.2 gigs. What kind of update is this? What? Oh, okay.
手の側面とでも言うんでしょうか。文字を左手で書くと、自
Strong
分で書いた文字の
left-handed.
上に手がかぶさって文字がぼやけることがありますよね。文字にちょうど手刀のような跡がありましてね。
Wait. If people just smudged all the chalk they did, then how did those professors with insane amounts of fucking like chalk only equations even like keep that shit legible, man? I mean, don't you like learn how to write on a chalkboard like generally without putting your hand on it? Like just, you know. I mean, in this case, that person didn't do that, but it's not like bulletproof. If there wasn't smudge signs, then they wouldn't even know, right? What's up, Rocky?
あ、いえ、そういう風に見せかけたのかな。ちなみに昨日一番遅くまで学園に残って、はい。しかもそのじ
Hashimoto, 6'3". Probably twice the fucking height of our main character here. That's Jack fucking Stanley, alright, man? Show some respect. We were just talking about the VN that Jack Stanley's from. So we're blocking the sprites on the bottom left with his face for shit for a bit. It's always a good reason to have Jack Stanley on screen.
まあもちろん証拠をつかんだわけではありませんよ。ちょっとお話を聞いてみても。二度とこんな真似はしないことね。
All good, man. Did you stream tonight, man?
陽介、どうするんだ？
I'm gonna get off soon here. Caught with the boys. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. What you fellas got planned this weekend? For me, it's just gonna probably be going through the rest of this. And nursing my shot arm here. Oh, they updated? Nice. Do COD updates, are they still gigantic? Like, gig-wise?
おじけづいた。宇佐美さん。だから春でいいと。ごめんなさい。私が。ええ。 学園に入学するときに。なるほど。ごめんなさい。いや、担任の先生もそうだけど、皆さんいい。ひょっとして、宇佐美さんも私と同じ。私は私だし、水葉も水葉だ。父親は関係ないよ。
Oh, really? That's interesting they'd have that. I mean, I guess it worked. So it gives you better Warzone weapons. Like, are they a lot better? It's like pay to win. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not traditionally pay to win. But I mean, I guess they did introduce it in hopes people would buy it, or they might not normally. Are you gonna play through the campaign for it? I don't know if you like playing through the campaigns for this game. I wasn't even sure if you really cared for them. I don't know much about Cold War's campaign. I mean, I'm guessing if it's arcadey, it's probably got a bit more tongue-in-cheek story. Yeah, I've always thought about going through all those. If I ever just like had them on PC, I would. I don't know if I'd want to do them on console. I never really hated the COD campaigns, but can't say I've really played one through since starting streaming. Or maybe I played one in between there somewhere, I don't know, but... Here we go. The clown music.
世界で一番長い川 A アマゾン川 B ガンジス川 C もちろん江戸川だよブーせちょっと待って ABC から選べなんてあいたところで今日土曜日か日曜さすがに知ってるわね私はどっちも都合がいいのにあえて相手に選ばせてあげる
Yeah.
約束を取り付ける時の基本
It's interesting, there's some in it. There's some fucked ones. And you never know, you might find something cool.
じゃあ開けてくれるのね
Shit. I need to get up. Yeah, just delving in at random. I mean, you could get some funny or some good shit. I mean, never know. That could be the first person to start some train of people playing a game, man. It was like Among Us, right? That shit was out for like a year or two before it got popular. Just because a couple of choice people started playing it.
Romantic. あさってにはすごい星がじゃあでも水葉 水葉に興味を持っじゃあ明日クラシックのなら水葉とクラシックの演奏会にじゃあ今やられたと思って
She doesn't even seem that intelligent here, dude. I mean, he could just be like, hey, don't try and trick me, I'm not going, you know, even if he said he would go, like, it's whatever.
私にはわかるわ
Instead, he's like, it's like he's caught into some kind of unescapable trap here. Like he's bound by fucking black magic to go by what he says. Yeah. He's bound by his sense of responsibility. Even though he tells his own fucking sister to fuck off all the time. And corrupts people. Like he has no... How does she figure his personality out when he's so flip-floppy and fucking like sociopathic, man? Like what the fuck? Or is this his school persona when he's like perfectly acting? They barely even talk about his like serious mode at night, like business shit anymore on the phone. It's usually just straight the mouth shit. Okie Smoky Mountain.
おいおいなんか知んねえけどユキ様とデートかよ下手なボタンってやつもういいじゃねえかよ水葉が演奏ねえさどうやら別に
Oh, Jesus. Alright. We're done. Compare this to Jack Stanley. The Virgin console is just the Jack Stanley, man. Gonzo, who uses his fists and shit like some kind of barbarian, showing off his hairy chest, versus Jack Stanley. Uses not only his brawn, but his wits and the most powerful handgun in the world, man. Not afraid to use modern technology to his advantage. Doesn't need facial hair to look tough. Hell, he doesn't even need a great hairline to look tough, man. Just can't compare. Alright. We're done. It'll be funny to come back to that stupid ass fucking rendition of that song. Tomorrow. Just instantly. BAM! Fucking blow my fucking cheeks off. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Finished Lifeline today. Did a little bit of Devil and G-String. I didn't plan on it, but aim to please. And we gotta stay up a bit, so start having a little bit later streams for the event these next 2 weeks. This weekend's gonna be finishing up Devil and G-String. Might be able to finish it up tomorrow, possibly. If not, I assume the next day, easy enough. Might play Princess Guardians Party H right after that, which should be short. You know, another bad translation thing. After that, we'll see. Another point and click's possible. I might start Mystery of the Druids. We got a good few point and clicks left. Not like an insane amount, but Mystery of the Druids would be cool. Or we could start Shadow the Hedgehog, maybe, or I could just do some short shit. Anyway, I will catch you guys later. Thanks a lot for watching. Let's go ahead. Who all we got in here? 6 beers. Who's on, man? Right. Let's just host Elegy, but I'm not gonna actually come in. I'm just gonna go to bed. So I will catch you guys later.